Hi everyone, welcome back to Cute Nerdy DIY. Today we're going to be doing a sponge squishy makeover. So the first thing you'll need is to find yourself a sponge. Now I found this pineapple sponge and it's similar to the Primark one you can get, but this one was actually 50p. Now it wasn't very squishy, as you can see, it just rose straight back up and it had these two bits of leaf on the top that I needed to take off. Now because I was changing it into a strawberry, I thought I might as well use these for the leaves later on. So instead of throwing them away, I basically took them off the actual main bit and then I put them to one side. So once they're done, you're left with the main base for the pineapple. Now for this you're going to have to paint it and you'll need acrylic paint, shaving foam and PVA glue. Because we're going to be changing it into a strawberry instead of a pineapple, then I'm going to do a layer of white first. Now I have put way too much shaving foam in this mixture, and as you'll see later on this doesn't work very well. But basically mix everything together and then start spreading it on the sponge. So for this I'm using a lollipop stick. Now you can use a brush, it's up to you. Just make sure you get quite a thick coating and cover everything up, because then it will make a decent base for when you paint in the red afterwards. So leave that overnight to dry, and then as you can see it covers up the yellow well. Now obviously it's still not very slow rising, but the thing that you'll notice is that it's cracked a little bit, and that is because I put too much shaving foam in the mixture. The next step was to then start with the colour, so I used a red acrylic paint and made the same mixture I did before. Once again I think I put too much shaving foam in for this first layer. If you're doing it, don't put as much in as this. So once that's mixed together, it's time to start painting it on. Now because the sponge had hardened a bit, I did start using the lollipop stick and then realised it was going to be quite difficult to get into all the little areas of it. So after a while I actually started using the brush, which worked a lot easier. Now you won't get a perfect coating in one go, so make sure you try your best to cover everything up. If you can do it quite thick then that's good, because then you won't need as many layers later on. But to be honest, it's just a case of basically making sure all of it's covered red for now. Once that's all covered, then leave it outside or in a warm place to dry. Luckily, because of the heat wave we've been having, I managed to put that outside and it dried really quickly. But basically what I'm doing now is just quickly painting the leaves green. Now you don't need to do as thick of a coat in this because I wasn't as bothered about the squishiness. So after 2 layers of the red, you can see that it's covering really well. There's a nice glaze to it and it's a lot more slow rising already. I just quickly wanted to hide these little holes that the paint had kind of evaporated through. So I went over that quickly, put it out back in the sun for about an hour or half an hour maybe, and that had all dried up. So that was really easy and quick to do. But it's up to you in terms of how many layers you want on and how thick and smooth you want the paint to look. Once that had dried, that's the base layer done, and it was a lot more slow rising than it was before. Now the next addition is something that you don't have to do, I just thought it'd be a good idea. Now I thought I'd do some chocolate like drizzle on the side of it, like as if it's been dipped in chocolate. I wasn't really good at the drizzling part and I kind of messed that up, so in the end I decided to make it look more like it had just been dipped in chocolate instead. But once again, this is just the same mixture of puffy paint. I could luckily put this on quite thick, which made it look really nice, and then I did a few drizzles over the top to finish. Again, that dried really quickly because of the heat, and as you can see, it's dried quite thickly on. I probably could have done another layer to fill in the gaps, but in this case I left it. And then after that I just drew the little seeds on in yellow. For the final step, I thought that I'd draw a cute little face on it because I felt like something was missing. Now this was just using acrylic paint again. I did put a bit of glue in, I didn't put any shaving foam in, I just wanted to make it more glossy, which adding PVA glue in does actually do. So this was basically a 2-minute job. It was just a case of drawing the cute little eyes and then drawing the little face on. So it's nearly done now, just to add the 2 little leaves on the top. So what I did was I made sure one was facing downwards, because if you look at strawberries and drawings of strawberries, you'll notice that the leaves tend to go down, but they also spike up, so I did the other side spiking up instead. For this bit, this is up to you. You can either cut the string off if you want to do that, or you could tie the string like it was before, but I actually decided to keep it on and I thought that it looked quite cute and I could hang it up somewhere. So now it's time to see how well it squishes. Honestly, I think this is probably one of my favourite ones I've made, and I know I said that in the last video, but I think this one definitely was. I really like the chocolate glaze on the bottom, and I just thought it was really cute. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. I will be doing more squishy videos next week, and I'll be doing other squishy makeovers. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video.